We're back with my guest, Veterans Affairs Administrator, John Pingle, former District Court Judge, and we're talking about, of course, some of the regulations, new regulations to be implemented at the Veterans Cemetery coming 2 weeks. Judge, again?
Yes, we ask our Veterans Cemetery patrons and those visiting the cemetery to please cooperate with us. We know that this might be something dear to your heart, but we're trying to enforce here a policy that has safety implications to it and safety considerations. So we ask you to please remove all candles that have this glass covering on them, so that it'll be a safer, cemetery will be a safer place for everyone involved. Old folks, children, even adults walking around.
Okay. What are the regulations? Okay, so they'll be implemented 2 weeks from today. Okay.
Yes.
What else do we have going on?
What we have going on is that today I found out that the grant for the cemetery improvement, which is about 3.4 million, is in Secretary Shinseki office for signature.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the final hurdle.
Okay.
And then we get the green light to proceed. Now we should be getting some kind of green light within the next month or so.
Okay. Okay.
And to give you an idea, we're going to have some of the crypts will be the Marine Corps Drive side of the cemetery, which is just like a grassy knoll.
Sure. Faces that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be shaved to a 17-degree angle so the water can run off.
Okay.
And then we're going to dig it out, and we're going to install crypts. No longer will the crypts be above ground; they'll be below ground.
Oh, so they're going to be down. Oh, okay. Okay.
There'll be two on top, one on top of each other.
Okay.
And then we bury them again, and then every time we're going to use them, we unbury them, take off the top cover, take off the cover for the bottom, put the coffin in the bottom, and then cover it up again.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. And that's going to be one aspect of it. The other aspect is they're going to build columbariums. What I have here is this is a picture from Hawaii, Kaneohe Park, and each of these openings here or plates will be a place where the cremains can be inserted. Okay. That is the cremains, the jar containing the cremains can be inserted. Yeah. Right now we're wasting a whole burial length of space to house these. Sure. And it's just a little bitty thing, so you've got a lot of space.
Sure.
The columbariums, we call them, will be like this. This is an artist's depiction. Okay. These are like our crypts now, our crypts there. And this is both-sided, so that we'll have 4 on one side. This is the right-hand side of the left-hand side of the administration building, and then on the right-hand side of the administration building, some of the hill side will be carved away, and there'll be 2 more buildings like this.
And a lot of folks are opting for cremation because it's a lot less expensive, basically, than the the coffin and all that. So it's less expensive. I mean, I guess if the burial side, if it's free for the vets, but I guess in the process when you add everything together, it's still, whether or not one is free, one entity is free or not, it's still a lot cheaper.
Yeah, and this is a better use of space. Let's face it, we're in a small island, land is at a premium, and this optimizes our use of space. We are expecting to build 1,000 of these columbarium and another 1,000 of the in-ground crypts. And that will extend the useful life of our cemetery another 20 years. Okay. So it's a worthwhile investment. From all things considered.
So 20 years, looking at 20 years, and then of course the major plan after that is where do we go after 20 years? Because that comes around pretty fast.
Yeah, we are already planning what we're going to do after this has been done, after the cemetery is expanded, and one of the things we're looking at is getting the land returned to the federal government by BRAC 93, and using some of that space. That's the space back here. Where the
so you can merge the
contiguous.
Okay. Now, one of the things, over the years, of course, this before you were the administrator, the challenges of the Veteran Cemetery basically is again the maintenance.
Yes.
Have we solved that? I mean, is that something that we're maybe seeing an end to?
we have solved it as far as we know now.
Yeah.
With this new budget bill, there's additional funds going to the Veterans Office, and we are hope to increase our staffing at the cemetery by 100%. But people are not everything. You need chainsaws, you need bush cutters, you need all kinds of equipment.
Sure.
So we have backups for those, and the machines that we primarily use. And so for the foreseeable future, that problem appears to have been licked. Okay, I say foreseeable because I don't know what's going to happen, say 5-10 years from now.
Understand.
And I think anybody that is willing to make predictions, we got some swampland. We got some swampland to celebrate.
There we go. Now, let me ask you this as well, Your Honor, in regards to this the cemetery after the 20 years. Okay. Now, folks were saying, well, it's Veteran Cemetery. The federal government should be manning it. They should be maintaining it. I know the answer to this because the last time you were here, you answered this, but. Yeah, why is it that it cannot be under the management of the federal government?
There are some politics that I am not aware of, and that I won't hazard a guess with.
Okay.
But once the feds have let go of something, they don't want to get back to it.
Okay.
So
in this case, there's no reversionary clause?
No, nothing at all. Nothing like that.
Okay.
The feds, they let go of the cemetery, and they let it go with some money to build these crypts that we now have. And that was it as far as they're concerned.
Okay.
Now it's a GovGuam thing, and GovGuam has to learn to deal with it.
Okay. And so that's why you do apply for grants, right?
Yes, we're eligible for grants.
You're eligible for grants, but it's not a federal, you apply for the grants and you're eligible for that, and whatever it is that you can get, you're trying to get, but it's not it's not really that it's within the federal budget. Right? Well, the grants are, but not necessarily that you submit a budget on an annual basis to the federal government and you get money from the feds.
No,
it's not that,
the grants are not automatic.
Sure.
The grants do not become programmed into the federal budget.
Sure.
The grants are very competitive, I might add.
Sure.
And so we have to compete just like anybody else for them. And the grants come with certain attachments or strings attached. One of them is regulations that they have, and another is that the work has to be done by a certain time period. So we have a timeline, and if we break that timeline, then the contractor is the first guy that's going to feel it because he's going to be fined every day that he's behind schedule. But the timelines are fairly tight, and that's what's that's the biggest hurdle in applying for a grant like this to improve the cemetery. Is that the timelines they give you, with our procurement laws the way they are, man, it was like it was a struggle. I'm fortunate that I have some knowledge of procurement, and I did the procurement for this. But even at that, we were really huffing and puffing at the end because we were tired. We had gotten everything squared away, and not only that, what we do here is reviewed back in Washington. Okay. And so we accomplished the mission here, but then we have layers of review in Washington in different places, and as many as 7 or 8 have been told.
And they could come back at any point and say, hey, well, wait a minute, this is, we don't quite understand this. Come back and all that. But you still have that time frame.
Yes.
So that's included. So the clock keeps ticking. Even after they reviewed it in this phase and say, Judge, you got to review this again. It's still ticking. It doesn't stop, right?
No, it doesn't stop.
Judge, I tell you what, we're going to talk more about this when we come back. Let's take a break, pay some bills, and come back. Be right back.